Hey y'all, it's Chaz Lockpicking here, and I've got a nice little lock for y'all for Stock Lock Sunday. And this was sent to me by K1 Locks, and I found it to be very, very interesting, but I never thought too much about it until a couple weeks ago when Bosnian Bill had done a video on a Yale key lineup. And this particular key was the first one he had in his lineup as far as its age. So this was the oldest one he had, and it just so happens that I had one as well, and I had the lock to go with it. So it was very interesting to me. As you can see, it says patented July 20th, 1891, August 11th, 1891, December 13th, 1898, I believe that says. So, just from those dates right there, we can tell that this is at least 120 years old. It's got the Yale paracentric on it. Exact same key that Bosnian Bill had showcased in his Yale key lineup, and this was one of the very first ones they produced, and I thought it was very interesting. It's a 4-pinner. 1, 2, 3, 4 pins, as you can see. And it goes to this lock right here, which I'm assuming is a desk drawer lock or a cabinet door lock, something of that nature. And it's very, very cool. I love this little thing, and it works perfectly. But I was playing with it last week, and I tell you what, this is a difficult little lock to pick for a 4-pinner. And there's a very good reason for that. And I've only been able to pick it that once. I'm going to go ahead and try and pick it for you this time, but I have very little hope that I will get it open, but we will give it a shot. So, there's a good reason why it's so difficult pick, and I'm going to show that to y'all here in just a moment. But first, let's see if we can't try to get a pick on it. Get it open with a pick. So, 1 is set. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4. Got to click out of 4. 3 is springy, 2 is still springy, so back to 4. Another click out of 4. 3 still feels springy, 2 also feels springy, 1 seems to be set, so nothing on 2. There we go, 3. Click out of 3. Click out of 2. 4. Okay, a little bit more out of 4. Now 3 seems to be binding pretty good now. To me, everything seems to be set, but we just don't have the open. This is one tough booger. And this is 120-year-old technology. Well, I didn't expect I'd get it to pick open, although I'd like to, for the sake of the video. But I just don't want to spend too much time trying to pick it open. The main purpose was to open this guy up and show you what's inside. Okay, well, she just ain't gonna open today for us, so we'll just call it quits on that. And let's go ahead and open this guy up so y'all can see what is going on. She does work perfectly. Oop, wrong way. Anyways, let's get this guy out of the vise and show y'all what's going on. This is very, very cool. I'm so glad I finally opened this one up. And it was kind of tough because I could tell this thing has never been opened since the day it was manufactured. Sorry about all the camera movement. But we got two little screws right here, two flatheads, and that holds it to the brass mounting bracket. There we go. So, so this is the mechanism. grab the key here. Just basic technology. Oh, that pulls it down. And that's back in your lock position, and it has to make a full 360-degree turn to lock and unlock. Very cool. All right. Next, we take off the tailpiece, which is held on by these two flat screws here. And we pop that guy off. Then the locking pawl will come out. Then your actuator. And then we're free to pull the plug out, and that's what we have right here. So now we will insert the key, turn that. We'll have to use a shim because I can't get my plug follower flush because of the odd shape on the rear end of the plug. So we'll add a shim to bridge the gap. And there we go. As you can see, we've got 4 pins. Focus. See it? See the interesting stuff? All right. So on number 1, we have a standard. Number 2 is a serrated. It's hard to tell right now, but I will give you close-ups, and we'll look closer at these pins here in a second. Number 3 is a serrated, and number 4 is a serrated. 120-year-old technology, serrated pins. So we will go ahead and take a look at number 3. They're not very deep. They are very shallow. Won't focus. But they are there. And it makes it quite difficult to pick this lock. And everything is very, very rough. There's no smooth edges anywhere in this lock. So that's what makes it so tough. The rough edges combined with these serrated pins makes it a very, very difficult pick. So the lack of quality from 120 years ago, I mean back then it was good quality, but today's standards it's not good quality. But it got the job done. It was a high security lock, at that period of time. So let's go ahead and take a look at these drivers. Number 4 driver is serrated. Number 3 driver is serrated. Number 2 driver is serrated. Number 1 driver is serrated. So there you have it. In the spring, I'm not going to pull the springs out, but I mean, look how rough the back of this lock is. I mean, they just, I don't know what that's from or what, but I mean, just look how rough everything is on this lock. And like I said, from what I could tell, it looked like this lock has not been opened since manufacture. I mean, everything is just rough. And this is a Yale lock. A high quality lock from that time period. But I thought it was very interesting, and I just wanted to share this with y'all, and hope y'all enjoyed that. I think it's a a very important piece of history as far as high security locks are concerned, because 120 years ago, this was your high security lock. And let's take a look at number 1 driver pin real quick. And you see how there's a little nub on the bottom? That's just remnants of manufacturing. I would assume what they did, they had one long rod and they just cut pins off of one long rod, and that little nipple there on the bottom is just left over from where it was cut off. So very interesting. Somebody else not too long ago, I forget who it was, but they also found the same thing on an old Yale lock. So I thought it was very cool. But yeah, so I'll give you all a quick close-up of this real quick, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know I did, as far as the history of this lock and what it was at that time. And this was definitely a piece of high security lock history. So there you have it, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed that for Stock Lock Sunday. And I am going to be sending this lock out to somebody. It is going to be a surprise, and I hope they enjoy it and like it. I think it's a collector's piece, and that's why I'm sending it to the person I am. And I think they would like to have this for their collection. So hopefully they enjoy it. And y'all have a good week ahead, folks. Thanks for joining me.